this ended up becoming two videos, but I think in relation to time management and doing productive things versus unproductive things, and how that divide. I think another thing that is so important that it deserves its own video is, in the previous video we reviewed how you view time, right? I view time as all the time. It's my free time, and I get to decide what I want to do. So if the video before or after this is more about the perspective on time, now I want to talk about how I view my job, how I view my business, how I view the things that I kind of have to do, right? When I view my work, when I view everything in my life as something I have to do, I'm going to feel miserable. Because I have no say in the things that I want to do, right? So, yeah, I have to work like 8 hours, and yeah, I have to, work on my business, and I have to meet with my clients, and then I have to make these videos, and I have to talk to... can you see how stressful that would be if I have to do all those things every day? But this isn't really about capitalism. This really isn't about, doing chores and what you think of them. It's about how you view yourself in relation to the things that you have to do. I mean, in relation to the things that are getting done. Looking at you and the thing that's gotta be done. Well, not gotta. Do you see the semantics? The thing that needs doing. Sorry, needs is also bad. The thing that warrants doing. Okay. So the relationship between you, the individual, and the thing that warrants doing. When the relationship between these two is have to, there's no way you're not gonna get stressed because your free will is being suppressed. But what's the really common reframe for this in popular psychology? I get to, right? So this thing that warrants doing, I get to do this. Then it's a completely different kind of a commitment when I'm going into the work, right? So, outside of my business, outside of my work, I also volunteer at the animal shelter, right? So, if I feel like I have to, that would suck. Because why? It's a lot of labor. It's very smelly. It's very sad and depressing depending on how you view it. And also, I don't get paid. In fact, I volunteer. It costs money to get there, right? When I bring in a bunch of treats, when I bring in a bunch of toys, it costs money to get there. And all the labor that I do, it doesn't give me a single cent. But why do I do it? To torment me? To have a horrible time? No, I get to do it because I want to have the animals there. Have a great time while they're there, right? I want to change this notion that animals in the shelters are miserable. They have to be, unless they're into a home. Because while that could be true compared to the shelter, of course having a dedicated home is better, I am volunteering so that I can have the dogs and cats and rabbits and guinea pigs. I want them to be happy while I'm there. So I get to make an impact in the way that I do it. So this volunteering is the thing that warrants doing, right? My relationship to it is I'm eager to do it. I want to do it. I decide my relationship to the thing that warrants doing. Same with work. I don't have to work. I can quit my job. But getting to go to Disneyland every once in a while is pretty great. Getting discounts at, downtown Disney, it's kind of great. Going to work and then seeing Disney characters is kind of nice, right? So I get to work at Disney. That's what makes my life, I think that's a big part of what makes my life special, and it makes me have a great time with my life. I don't have to work on my business, but I get to work on my business so that I can help resolve people's suffering, right? because I found a lot of value in banishing my suffering. So I want to do that for you. And if I can make resources for you so that you can banish, your own suffering, then I think it's a time very well spent. I get to do that. I get to make an impact in your life when I don't even know you, right? I think that's pretty cool. So, doing the dishes too, right? I have the option of not doing it, but do I want to have a bad time with my wife, or do I want to have a good time with my wife? I want to have a good time with my wife. And does doing the dishes and vacuuming, does that help with that stuff? Of course it does. So what's more important? My comfort and not doing things and the ease of it versus having a nicely, neatly kept home. I'm actively choosing the latter, right? So, in many of the situations where we find suffering, it's because we don't have a strong inner voice that dictates the direction of our life. Or we may have a direction of our life, but we don't trust in that voice. We don't trust ourselves to make the best decisions for ourselves. So, oh yeah, I want to play games because I spent a lot of time playing games too. But when I play games, what I did was I committed to playing games. So I had a Google Doc open with my writing, and then I opened Path of Exiles, played Path of Exile for 3 hours. And then every time I died or every time I felt like I wanted to write something, I alt-tab and then I just write, right? So I trust my inner voice. Hey, Billy, I want to be multitasking. Good, I rely on that and I actively commit to that decision, right? But many people, when their inner voice comes out, they don't trust the wisdom inside of it. And they think that they need to be doing something better, something more special. But I think there's a lot of worth in trusting yourself and following what you want to do. Just go into it. You want to watch porn all day? Try it. Because that's what might get you to be like, wow, this isn't that great. Do you want to smoke like 2 cartons a day? Try it. That's what might make you be like, wow, maybe it's time for me to quit. And choosing to listen to your inner voice, and in the wide expanse of possibilities of how you want to spend your time, making a conscious decision, making an active decision, being an active participant in your life, rather than, I have to do things, don't be subject to your life, is the advice that I would give.